So at this, make sure you're. This video we're going to discuss how to get a skate pole or any pole down to the size that's required for classic racing. And in order to do that, you're going to need a couple things. The first one is the athlete's height that you're going to be cutting the pole down to size 4. You're going to need a few bits of equipment, the most basic one being a kettle and boiling water, or if preferably with a heat gun. You're going to need the pole, some glue, and various other bits of kit, like a hacksaw as well, so that you can make the cut in the pole. Some tape would be useful to prevent any splintering, but we'll get into more detail later. And with Gabby as well, who's competed in many Swedish national races and international races for the Swedish team. So we are going to be using his recommendations on how to get this done effectively. The first things I'm going to do is talk you through the maths of how to get the pole to the correct size. So step 1 is you need my height, which is 182 centimeters with ski boots on. So I take 182 multiplied by 0.83, and that's the required FIS pole height. That takes me down to 151 centimeters. Perfect. Now if you take a look closely at the pole here, you'll see that the height on the pole is 162.5. So I'm going to do 162.5 minus 151 equals 11.5 centimeters. All I need to do from this point is get the pole, shave it down 11.5 centimeters, and I'm going to hand over to Gabby to take us the rest of the way.
Yeah, so the first thing you need to do before you start measuring out is to remove the handle of the pole, and I usually do it with the heat gun. So you just start working it like this, and remember to always move both the heat gun and the pole in your hand so you don't overheat on one spot of the pole or the handle, because then it will destroy it. Then I just slowly twist it and pull it out at the same time, like that. Also, for you who doesn't have a heat gun, we use hot water, boiling water. So either use the kettle, dip the pole handle into the hot water, preferably on a stove with heating water, boiling water in a pot. And I do the same here. I keep just spinning the pole a bit. And just spin it off like that. So the next step is to measure how much we need to cut down. And as Scott showed you previously, we needed to take off 11.5 centimeters. So I got some tape here just to help me prevent any splintering, and also to mark out where I am going to cut. And it also helps me as a guide for my saw cut. So I put my measuring tape up here. I measure out to 11.5 centimeters. I put it, stick the tape on one point, Make sure that it stays on there. And I measure out another point. Put the tape at 11.5 centimeters and keep moving around the same way around the whole pole. 11.5. And once you work your way around the whole pole, you should be hitting the same spot as the other way, as this same spot like that. Make sure you get a straight cut in the pole. So, if you don't have any tape, just use a pen and mark out a line for where you would like to cut it. So we move over, and then always make sure that you put the pole on a sturdy table. And be really careful with the last part. Turn it over and cut it from the other way to avoid the carbon from splinter. And as you can see, the tape also helped us prevent splintering in the carbon fibers of the pole. So now we got the pole cut down to the right size for Scott. So we're gonna mount the handle back on the Then I use the heat gun again, or use boiling water to heat up the handle a little bit again, just to make sure that the old residues from the glue gets heated up and melted again, like that. And then we apply glue. Do we have any glue?
No, we'll just use the glue, what's left over. And I have the other video as well, we'll mesh it. You've got to strike while the iron's hot. I've got this little thing off, so that's kind of cozy. I'm going to heat up the glue that's already in there. I'm going to add just a tad more glue to make it harder for the next person to take this off. Harder than it was for me. The video as well, we'll mesh it.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna...
Yeah, whack it back on.
Yeah. We go from there.
Yeah. Action.
So now the handles has been reheated. You're just gonna push it on slowly again. Make sure that your tip is lining up with your handle. Just use your aim like that. Push it down to where it should be. Then we need to adjust it a bit more, then I reheat it a bit again. Like that. Just twist it until they line up with each other. And push it down really hard. And leave indoors for the glue to dry. Then just mount the pole straps and you're all set to go, Scott.
Yeah, and then the measurement is always taken from here, where the pole strap goes in. So if you, before every race, you will be standing in your boots, they will take this measurement and it will be, whether you're allowed to start will be determined by whether this is 83% of your total height. So really important that you get this correct and you can measure after just to be absolutely sure that it is 0.83% of your body height. Thanks, guys. Sorry for